Climate change, how it affects us and the economy. Climate change affects us with drastic and extreme events. As the climate continues to change at such rates, things such as droughts, wildfires, floods, and storms will continue to increase in occurrence. This has adverse effects on many things, such as making places inherently inhabitable, as well as starts to affect people's physical health. With places just becoming more dangerous, it's harder to live. Places that are getting more wildfires, like California or even Australia, are making places like that just not a good area to live. You don't want to burn to death, as well as increased storms are making places such as Japan, the Philippines, and Madagascar more dangerous. All these places have had an increased death rate due to higher rainfall and typhoons and severe storms. Climate change also is just leading places to get hotter. Of course, with hotter areas, it leads to drier conditions. High dust is getting picked up and increasing our respiratory issues, such as asthma and allergies, as well as people who are already in high-risk health conditions have been found to reacting severely to these high temperatures, particularly that among older adults, pregnant women, and children. Illness or even death are going to occur. On the other side of temperature extremes, instead of all-time highs, we're getting all-time lows with increased freezings during winter storms. However, not as dangerous as those heat waves, we are seeing flash freezes, and they are affecting people's health, as the infrastructure of these areas are just not built to deal with drastic freezes and cold, leading to people without proper shelter to freeze to death. And then our mental health. As the world's health is on decline, so is the health and anxiety that we share with it. With constant disasters, people have developed depression and PTSD. There's a sense of doom and pessimism, bringing bad thoughts to becoming even worse thoughts. It's also found that people who already have mental health issues will see an increase in conditions when weather events happen. Increased heat can even lead to higher thoughts of suicide. The hotter the world is getting, the more people are likely to kill themselves. And that's just dark. And then, how it is affecting the economy. Maybe we're too focused on ourselves, let's focus on the money. Countries such as Madagascar, which have their main income coming from agriculture and farming, are seeing climate change dealing big damage. With heat waves and natural disasters, it is destroying their crops and ruining their farmable land, costing the country thousands and even to millions of dollars. On a global scale, we can see that Madagascar is taking a hit as their prices of vanilla is becoming surged, costing much more. Even in places that are more developed, such as Canada, they are trying to combat climate change, and this has affected their economy by increasing the inflation of things such as gasoline and other fossil fuels. Even as such, they are closing down those fossil fuel assets, and that is leading to job loss and therefore harming their employment rates, which is overall not good for the economy. However, the country is slowly trying to make a convert to green energy. This is still hurting their markets and is seeing dips and reassignment of value. And this has led to banks losing money as well as investors. Similar to Canada with combating climate change, the United States has also found a similar toll, changing and revaluing assets such as fossil fuels and focusing on more green alternatives has shown a decline in the market value in all of the country. However, with a more physical aspect of climate affecting our national economies, we have seen that places such as Florida and Louisiana are subject to more tropical storms now. These are dealing more consistent and larger damages, which are costing high dollars. Places such as Texas have also seen a drastic change in weather, showing that infrastructure isn't built the way that it should be to handle these changes. This is going to cost all of these states lots of money in either fixing them or rebuilding them. And overall, that is going to affect the economy in a negative way. Climate change has also seen a change in death rates. As the world is getting a little hotter and things are just getting a little bit more dangerous, we are seeing that more people are dying. This is crippling some, and it is hurting developed countries. With higher death rates, less population is happening, or less production is happening per capita. This is leading to an overall drop in economic productiveness. With an increase of natural disasters and less habitable places, either the heat waves or severe storms in the entire world are going to decrease productivity and increase our mortality rates. Climate change has also seen a change in our resources, as that of that of extreme weather has affected our global food security by disrupting its availability. This is either by making agricultural areas less efficient, such as Madagascar before, who are being affected by extreme storms, or overall just decreasing our access to food. This could be with labor shortages, death rates, or any other of the global economy problems. This has increased all of our food costs, which have been seen if you go to your local Walmart. Other than that, we see other resources that are around the world that are receiving a similar treatment. Natural resources are being impaired by floods, destruction of wetlands, and floodplains. This is increasing costs of all global exports and imports. And then with a loss of labor. This is something that we can see every day, but as conditions are worsening on our planet, so does that of labor. Almost 2 billion labor hours are projected to be lost worldwide annually by 2090, and this is due to an increase of temperature extremes, as well as political effect of climate change adds a job loss and relocation. So due to the expansion of green alternatives, this is adding a toll on countries that have higher fossil fuel assets as an economic growth. The more we focus on changing our economy from being oil or construction based and more on green alternatives, we are going to see a loss in labor. And then with things just getting overall hotter, it's a lot harder to keep a job outside. Overall, this is really hard to get to 10 minutes. I have re-recorded this thing a billion times. Hopefully the 6-7 minute thing that I have given with horrible stuttering, it's really hard to read. I did my best. It's not a strong suit for me because I have dyslexia, but I'm doing good. I'm proud of myself, honestly. This is just me rambling at the end of this. You can skip this. This is all my references. I'm going to Minnesota tomorrow morning, so you get to know that about my life. Isn't that cool? It's for work though, so I'm gonna have to take my computer with me. Anyway, have a great day, and thank you to listening for my rambling. Sorry that it did not hit 10 minutes. It is very difficult to hit 10 minutes when you speak fast.